guys, how's it going? Today we are at the garden center just to start things off because I've got a couple of spots out in the south garden. Well, there's quite a lot of spots that we need to fill up, but there's a few I have in mind where I need kind of a mid-range height perennial to fill in some space. So I thought we would take a walk around and see what they've got down here. First thing I did though is I did pick out a few new houseplants. So maybe we can pot up a couple of those and take them into the house today as well. But you know what I love about the garden center is that you wouldn't know we are cruising into the middle of August. It still looks so abundant and so full of options. I love that throughout the season there are a lot of options, and that's kind of my mom's goal. You know, keep things full, keep a lot of different things that, you know, gardeners like us who want to keep on gardening through the heat, you know, we can come down here and we can find things while a lot of other places kind of do big in the spring and then just power down for the heat, which I can understand as well because it is a lot more work to keep things looking nice. But I just love coming down here and walking around. You can see the gorgeous wisteria blooming again. The fountain going, it makes it feel very cool. But we need to go look for some full sun loving things. I'm heading toward where I saw some hardy geraniums not long ago. And there are some sedum here as well. Xenox. It's interesting, I've never seen that variety before. It's really pretty. Lots of lavender and echinacea. We just went really heavy with echinacea the other day. I do see some Rudbeckia that I may want to go with. These are so cheerful. The gold sturm gets pretty, well, 24 to 30 inches, 20 to 26. Ooh, the little gold star, 14 to 16 inches. This might be a great one. There's also some really nice coreopsis, and this has got the pale yellow bloom right here. But I also love the way this one looks, kind of with like the downturned flower. Oh, here's more Rudbeckia. Early bird gold, 18 to 24 inches. Glitters like gold. Oh, 2 to 3 feet. That one's pretty tall. I love that. Oh, right over here. So we've got some hardy geraniums. I just love hardy geraniums. Brookside, 18 to 24 inches. I just love the purple flowers they push throughout the season. Oh, the tiny monster. They've got pink flowers. 12 inches tall. That's kind of more along the lines of what I'm thinking height-wise. How many of these are there? Ooh, 4. That would make a nice little drift. Blue sunrise, 12 to 16 inches. That's gorgeous. I need a cart. I don't even know why I attempt to walk around without a cart. Okay, we want the blue sunrise for sure. Hooah, right here. I think this one has some flowers. Yes. Good choice. These are so pretty. I found some. I think I'm going to get the flat man.
The flat man.
If there's some left up here.
I think they're wonderful.
Yeah. Yes, there are.
Oh, there's lots of flat man.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Load me up.
How many do you want?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah, so this one has really dainty flowers that have beautiful veining. So this one grows only 6 inches tall and a foot wide. Mom's like, yes, load it up. Less to water for a few days anyway.
Well, you know what?
As you were inside ordering more things.
Yeah, just now. A rep just, I went in the store and there he was.
Oh.
But he's the one that has like the butterfly topiaries, the flower topiary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have beautiful things.
Yeah. Yeah. Very fun.
I don't have.
That's fine. That's 5. That's perfect. And then I was thinking maybe some of these black-eyed Susans. So there's this variety that stays a little shorter, which I love, but there's also, so 14 to 16, 20 to 26. I love that too. These look a little less harsh in color than these.
Yes.
With the dark black.
Yeah.
So those are pretty, and I think you've got.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah, you've got several of those.
Look at these echinacea.
They are pretty. Those are Dark Shadows
beautiful?
Mystic.
But look at how short they are.
They are short. Do they normally?
They're supposed to be, well, 16 to 22 inches
high.
high.
They have yet to just find their stride. But they're putting all their energy.
They're being like well behaved right now.
They are.
Yeah.
They're putting all their energy into flowering, which is what you want at a garden center.
Yes.
You want them to stay.
But I actually love these.
Yeah, they're really pretty.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Yes.
What would be a really good color to go with this one?
Blue.
It would, wouldn't
or
it?
Purple.
Opposite of the color.
Yeah.
Wall? Yeah. But look at this one.
Yes, those are pretty. Double pinks.
Isn't that
what
pretty?
variety is that? I must have missed those. Oh, raspberry truffle. I think I have these already.
Do ya?
I think so.
I think I need to have some of these.
You should.
I know. The thing about me is I order all this stuff in.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I don't take any of it home.
Well, you need to. Take it home and then let me know. I'll come out and plant.
Oh, I should get a load of stuff.
You should.
Dad would love it.
He would. He would love it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I like this variety the best.
Which one?
The Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Because it's just a little bit more subdued, and I like
Yeah.
the leaf color.
I like the leaf itself. It looks fuzzy, almost like a foxglove.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But this is really pretty. Oh, I don't know. Do I want more of a classic?
Okay, this one has a real big center.
It does have a real big center. Yeah.
Looks a little bit like a polka dot.
A little bit, yeah. Polka
Doesn't
dot
it?
plant, yes.
Yeah.
These are the classics.
Okay, the one right to your, that one.
Yep.
Look at how pretty that one is.
Suncatcher. There's only one though, Mom.
Oh, what kind of business do we have here? Oh, I think I need to take
You
these,
should.
and I need to take these.
Yep. The
And
pinks.
the white ones are gorgeous.
Yeah, Kismet. Those must stay shorter. Yeah, 15 to 18 inches tall.
I really love this color.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Huh.
Okay, well, I think that we'll go with a few of these.
Do you have much in Coreopsis?
These spread out 2 feet. Oh. No, I do not have many. I planted that pinkish one last year or the year before, and they dwindled out.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, those are more reliable, the ones you've got, I think.
Those look like they're real wispy.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll just take a few of these and then call it. Oh, this is a perfect cart full right here. There. Cart's full, so I'm going to stop there.
I've got more carts.
No, don't be an enabler, Mom. We're going to get this loaded up, and I'm going to grab my houseplants, and we're going to head on home. You came just right in time. I'm ready to load up.
Oh, well, how about that?
Yeah, look at that. Okay, I've got some houseplants, and then I think we're good to go.
Sounds good.
Back home in a nice shady spot with all of our beautiful new plants. It's only supposed to be 96 today, but our 10-day shows a trend down in temperature, down into the 80s, which is going to be so nice. But I thought we would run over all the details real quick before we head out into the full sun areas, because it's easier to see the details of the plants in the shade. So I went with the American Gold Rush Rudbeckia right here. They're just such an easy plant to have in the garden, and they add wonderful color this time of year. Well, and earlier too. Like through the hot part of July, our other Rudbeckias were looking so great. So this variety gets a little taller than I was kind of shooting for, 20 to 26 inches, and about 2 feet wide, hardy to zone 3 though. So we will scoot this one back in a flower bed. In fact, this might go in front of it. Look at how gorgeous that mix is right there. So the Lawrence Flatman, again, stays pretty short, 6 inches tall, 12 inches wide, zone 5. These start blooming, you know, midsummer and go through the rest of the season. Geraniums just bloom all throughout the season. It's just awesome, especially once they're established. Like right now, they're in their nursery containers. They don't bloom quite as profusely, I find, on the geranium end of things. But once you get them in and they establish, oh my goodness, so much color. And then we've got the Blue Sunrise geranium, which 12 to 16 inches. This one actually might be a little bit more appropriate to go in front of the Rudbeckia. So we have a nicer stair step down. Are you going to come too, Douglas? Kitty, kitty. What are you doing? And then here are the new houseplants. So I've got 4 different types of fern here. Some really interesting ones. Look at that one. It's so pretty. And then we've got this one here and this one. And also a yellow gem ficus, which this one will be a really easy care one in the house. The only reason why I picked these ferns up, because I usually shy away from them as a houseplant because houseplants and I don't typically like jive all that much, but the ferns that we put upstairs, you know, we repotted and put up there, they're doing so well, and I've proven to myself for at least several weeks that I can keep them alive. So I thought maybe we would add more of these, but put them downstairs where they're actually closer to a water source. So anyway, that is the plan with those. I don't know if we'll actually get to these today because I want to get all of the rest of the perennials out, but we're just going to start working on it and see what we can get done. Okay, out by the pond, I think that these are the perfect look for this area, and I'd like to have a little bit of a bright color, little pop out here. I was thinking possibly like right behind where we just planted the new penstemon. Wouldn't that be pretty? Having just a little drift of those with some geraniums in here. Maybe like the flat geraniums on this side. That would be nice. Here's a little look at the pond. I really need to get in there and do some cleanup, do some plant grooming and such. I'm gonna go grab all the rest of these plants, get them laid out, and then we'll get them in the ground. Excited about these. All of them are in the ground and all of them ended up around the pond. You started with one, the Rudbeckia, which I didn't plan on getting today. I just was kind of thinking shorter perennials. So I found the perfect spot for the Rudbeckia and then ended up feeling like the geraniums fit in perfectly over here as well. I feel like geraniums fit in perfectly everywhere. While I was planting, and this happens every time, I was, locating the plants around, and then I discovered new areas where I could do another small deciduous tree or a small evergreen, so on and so forth, and it just snowballs. We're just gonna start here at the beginning because I ended up splitting a couple of the geraniums away from the herd, and then there's other areas where I've got 3 of this, or that sort of thing, and then there's areas where I just have 1. So I thought one of those geraniums that gets a little bit bigger, was it Blue Sunrise? I thought that would be pretty right in here with the cotoneaster. That's the little dipper. We've got a Russian sage, and then we'll have some nice geranium texture. I don't want to do too much over here though, because we're just about ready to haul off into the Dream Stream project. If we go this way, kind of off the path here, I did have one carex that did not survive right in this location, and I thought, oh, that would be so pretty to have some color right there. So I used very little fertilizer in this space just to make sure it didn't end up, drifting over into the pond water, because that makes the algae issue worse, which is not horrible right now. And going back over here, we've got one of the Rudbeckia right in this spot. I think that's going to be so pretty. We have the black hawk panicum right here, and then the plumbago. We just planted those white echinacea, so now we'll have just one beautiful clump of Rudbeckia in here. The yellow and the blue will look so good together. And then on this side, we've got 3 of the Rudbeckia and 4 of the sunrise geraniums, the larger ones. And then on the opposite side of the walkway, the Lawrence Flatmans, which fit in beautifully because not much wood in this space. We've got the green jewel echinacea here. There is a low-growing pine. There's a caryopteris. This spruce, actually didn't intend on keeping it here because it wants to get like pretty tall. I mean, we'll maybe see what happens. These fit in perfect because they only get a foot wide, so they'll just be like this nice little soft carpet with purple flowers. Continuing on, there's one more over here, and that's the Rudbeckia. I thought, oh, if it gets 20 to 26 inches, it'll help kind of cover the menagerie of things we have over here, which are necessary. We've got all of where everything plugs in, our pumps, there's our autodoser, our ion gen, all of that's here. So I want to cover it, but not with something that's not soft. It needs to be something where we can cut it back if we need to, if we really need to access it, and it's not going to hurt it one bit to do that. or, you know, something that you can rub up against that's not going to have thorns or prickly, you know, evergreen sort of things. But I think a small deciduous tree right in here, or maybe even another well, there's a blue spruce right there. There's also a spruce here. So maybe like something with some canopy would look really nice right here. And I think another evergreen right in here. And maybe like I mean, we've got a great big scarlet oak, or it's going to be great big. It is big already, but you know, it's going to cover this area, as will that one right over there. But it would be nice to have kind of some mid-size, maybe something that'll take up some space right in here. Maybe something blue. So I'm going to get all of these watered in real quick, and then we are going to head over to repot some of those houseplants. I think we're going to have time. We are going to plant up a collection of busts. I have this one. She is very pretty, and I've got more. I've got some male busts as well, but I think we're going to go with all the ladies today. Okay, now we need to find the perfect fit. A little too flat. Maybe this one. That'd be pretty. This one right here. Maybe. I think that these are going to look really pretty. I've got my bag of potting soil back here. So I'm just going to get them all planted up. Now, most of these, like this one, it's pretty small opening, but the whole bust is open all the way to the very bottom. So it's a decent sized reservoir. This one right here is not all the way open. So it might be a situation where I actually just try to tuck this in its plastic pot and put moss around it. I don't know. Jury's out on that one. This one, decent size reservoir. It's a little deeper than this, just about as wide. This one though, this one's completely hollow all the way to the bottom. So I think it's almost like it just has a big old giant drain hole. So I'm gonna line it with burlap, kind of go up the sides of the face part of the reservoir so that it just kind of holds all the soil up into the upper part, and it'll still allow water to drain through. I'm gonna need to pop a hole in the bottom. That one has a hole. Oh, this one does not. I gotta drill some holes first without breaking them. I do have a diamond tile drill bit, which might work better for these thicker ones, but I think this one right here, I can just pop through it with a regular drill. We'll see. It is making a hole. I'm gonna stop for a second so it can cool off a little bit. Usually you wanna run cold water while you're doing this. Got to be almost through. Made it. Yes. So we made a drain hole in the bottom of her. It's perfect. We got two more. I don't know how thick this one is. I've got to be close, my goodness. I made it through. Yes. Perfect drain hole. Okay, last one. How thick do we think this is? Okay, the one problem with this is that the hole, well, maybe it opens up. Okay, I think we're good. See, I go in at an angle first and create kind of an indent so that the bit doesn't slide around. So you go in, I'll see if I can do it like this. And then you slowly raise it up straight. So what you'll get is something that looks like that in the beginning. And then we're just gonna, yeah, it's not too hot, just a little warm. Just gradually make our way through. Made it. It's also really important to not be pushing on the drill, like with putting a lot of weight behind it, because the moment it goes through, you're usually not expecting it. And if you've got a bunch of weight behind the drill, it can smash down onto your pot and crack it. So it's important to put a little pressure, but not enough to where it'll do any damage. But that's exciting. And one should be using safety glasses and water during this process. Do as I say, not as I do. I do want to make sure to find some nice saucers for these too. Something that's not too egregiously off in color, and something that is sealed, which I sealed these with that Rust-Oleum gloss. I think that looks pretty good. I mean, I could probably keep my eye out for some white ones, or you could paint your saucers white, but I want to make sure. Like, will she fit on this one? Almost. I think that's close enough. I do have this big giant one. Hopefully, will she fit? Come on, girl. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. Now all we need to do is plant them. A lot of years ago, one of you guys sent out this little dustpan and broom to me, and it has been the biggest help. I didn't anticipate it when I first got it. I was like, well, I wonder when I will actually use that, and I use it every single time I work out here. It's gonna go in with a little bit of soil. It's not root bound right now, which makes it very handy for this size of container. We're just easing it down in. Gotta make sure you like the way it's positioned too. There, that looks good, right? Going in with a little bit more soil around the root ball. Make a little bit of a mess with this one since it's a smaller opening. I am going to go in with a little bit of sheet moss. Usually with ferns, I don't like to use sheet moss around them because it doesn't contrast them very much. There's not a high contrast. But in this case, I want them to hold in as much moisture as they possibly can, and I think the moss helps with that more than rocks do. So we'll tuck this in, give it kind of a finished look. Okay, that one's done. Let's do this one. A little bit of soil. Oh yeah, that looks good. Look at that. Making sure there's a nice lip too, so that, you know, the soil surface is down below the edge of the pot. That way when we water, we don't make a big old mess. It's been kind of fun. I've been keeping my eyes open for busts like this one, and I've got 1, 2, 3 more sitting over here. And then I've got one planted up in the Hartley with succulents that we did last year. So it's kind of fun to have something that you're looking for. And not all bust planters do I like. I kind of have to like the way they're shaped and the color and all of that. Oh, she looks good. Okay. Working our way up. I do not know where they get their houseplants, but these ferns are $5. So it's a really, you know, ferns are a little bit of a touchy subject for me as houseplants, but I figure, like, you know, if I every once in a while go splurge on just a few ferns that are only $5 a piece, it doesn't seem as hard if and or when I lose one of them. It's not like buying one of the, you know, expensive, more rare type of houseplants. Those actually keep under here and grow lights, so I don't screw that up inside the house. Okay, here comes our moss. One left. This is the one we're going to use the burlap on. So I've got it right here, and I'm going to cut a generously sized square. Okay, so if I move this aside and put some soil on it, see how that keeps the soil in, but it'll allow the water to go out. So I'm just going to tuck this thing right down in over the drain hole and then let the burlap sides kind of collapse over around the sides of the pot, the interior of the pot, and then we'll toss more soil in. There's a bit of a closer look right there. No soil is escaping. Out of all of them, I think she's my favorite. I like the color of her the best and kind of her, she looks very elegant. Her shape is nice. Oh, you look good. Oh yeah. So I want to pot this plant, and then of course our yellow gem ficus up as well. This is a space age black hole begonia. I think this is a new one coming out from Proven Winners next year, and it's a beautiful begonia. So I thought it might look pretty in and around these busts. I'm not sure where everything's going to end up. Kind of thought we could display them all together on the same table, but may not have enough space. Just have to play with it. I want to stay gray. I gotta find some gray pots. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe this in this pot and this one in this pot. Do we like that? I like this one in this pot better. Nope, gotta find a different one. It's not working. This might be a fun one. Yeah. Oh, well, that just solved my root ball problem. Like a glove. Like it should be in something bigger than that. Get it together. Get it together, Laura. I might need to go with some clay. Oh, that's really pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Here's a close-up of the tag. Space Age Black Hole. Oh, I hope it likes its new home here. Oh, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, now for our ficus. Okay, now cleanup time, quick. Okay, saucers for the other two. I think I've got everything together. So all of the planters, all of the saucers, I'm going to take them inside. Once we get them placed, I'm going to water them. Oh, but they are so pretty. I just love how they turned out. Absolutely gorgeous. I might have to put some up on books or something just for different heights, and I may have to split these up. Oh. Yeah, I can do that. All but one fit in here. I love where every single one of these containers ended up. All 4 of the bust planters ended up on this side of the room, and I think they look so beautiful. Let me show you a straight on of this surface right here. You can see the Persephone garden out there just beyond, and they don't look too tight in here, the 3 planters. It was feeling a little bit too crowded with the 4 on here when I tried it. I think these are just absolute perfection right here. And then the 4th one ended up right down here, and she looks great. Our begonia ended up in this little terrarium. I just leave the lid open and let the plant spill out. And the ficus ended up on the kitchen side of things. So we've got one side of our fireplace right here, and I don't have this surface all the way finished. I feel like I need to find something really neat to put on top of this stand, and maybe something down here. We don't really use this table a whole lot like for drinks or anything, but it's fun to have a surface right here, and I think the ficus looks really great. So now that they're all in their new homes, we need to get them all watered in. Should go pretty easy here. Every single one of them has a saucer. I kind of want to go slow because sometimes the moss can be a little hydrophobic until it's saturated. In fact, it's a good idea to saturate, like pre-saturate your moss before you put it around the top. Probably good for that one. Oh, yeah, see, this one, I need to go slow. Thankfully, we have a saucer underneath her. There we go. I could hear the water draining through the bottom. That's really good. So it's not pooling up inside because eventually it would make it up to the root level and then we would have unhappy plants. That was easy. Also, this is my favorite watering can, or has become my favorite indoor watering can. It's the perfect size because it's lightweight when you fill it, just 2 liters of water. And I like the length of the spout. I like how much water comes out the end. I feel like I have really good control with it. And our last one. All done. And you guys, that is it for today's project. So happy with the new perennials out by the pond. Really happy with these plants. Now we just need to do our best to keep them on a good watering schedule and keep them alive. I mean, I really like the look of houseplants so long as it's not over. I don't like it when it's thick, when it looks like a jungle inside a house, but I like to have houseplants scattered around. It's just that during this time of year, especially when we're doing a lot outside, they tend to get a little bit on the neglected side. So we're going to try our best to keep these looking really good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.